Thank you, Trevor, and thank you, TMS, for this opportunity. First of all, I would like to thank the 50 people sitting across at this point of time, the true people who are supporting TMSA, and thank you for supporting the session that we are in. Very difficult session, especially down at 3:30 p.m. It's kind of difficult time, and the topics that we are talking is all passionate topics. And thank you for being here at this point of time. Yeah, the topic that I was asked to speak is on AI and next generation IT systems. So I do not want to talk much on the company that I belong to, but a small introduction about myself. My name is Khalil Rehman. I'm Managing Director of MariApps Marine Solutions. And MariApps is a digital company to put forward. We are 1,300 people. We specialize digital solutions on the maritime space. So you might be wondering, what are the 1,300 people doing? It's 1,100 actual folks and 200 AI bots working with us. So that's to start with. So we have got about 200 AI bots working with us to develop digital solutions on the maritime space. So I would like to start with some interesting slides. I don't want to make you sleep. The first slide today is, I saw something very interesting in the paper today morning. You saw a caption that NVIDIA becomes the most valuable company in the planet. Now, NVIDIA is not a company that offers you food, water, air, the basic necessities. It is an AI company, and quite a ridiculous thing to read in the morning. $3.43 billion, the valuation of this company, an AI company, the most valuable company on the planet today. That's the planet we are living at the moment. That's how AI is going to rule us for the next 2 quarters, at least. Now, if you look at how NVIDIA became such an organization and such an important company, I would like to take a small 2-minute session for you, for all the people who had this old computer science class, as what is the difference between a CPU and a GPU. A central processing unit is the core part of any computer system. I think you all know from your classes that the 3 things, one is your input devices, second is your CPU, and third is your output device like your monitor. Now, when the advent of computing went on from personal computing to much more faster requirement like graphic processing, there came the advent of GPUs, graphical processing units. This is how our sons and daughters are playing the faster video games over there. And that is how more faster computations are possible, more faster display is possible. And what we are moving towards in the AI space is called NPU. NPU stands for Neural Processing Unit. And even NPUs are not quite new in the market. I think in the 1990s, I think going back, this is 1996, you might have heard about a computer that bet Garry Kasparov on the planet. That's called Deep Blue. And this was the first computer to have built-in NPU. And this computer was capable of doing 200 million permutations of chess moves per second. This is the first time an AI bot or a computer was able to defeat a world champion like Garry Kasparov. Now, this is an important slide for you to see where the industry is moving towards. SS IDLX, 1955. This is a point of time where Malcolm introduced the concept of containerization. You know, this is the time where a standard container size was born. And you know what happened after the standard container size was born was the entire container industry was radically changed. The way we transport material from point A to point B completely got changed. And if you look at 70 years down the line, you're looking at the most advanced ship on the planet, Yare Birkeland. 0 emissions, 0 people, completely autonomous ships powered by machine learning AI bots. And that's the future that you're going to see. And the most important part, why we all will think, why is AI important for shipping? There are several reasons. One is the global supply chain. I think the shipping as an emitter, if you say we are emitting about 4% of global GHG gas, greenhouse gases, it's a bit of overhyped that we need to decarbonize, we need to become net zero by 2050. There are further difficult polluters than us. I'm not sure if you know who is the third largest polluter on the planet. It's cement, if you are aware of. Cement is polluting the planet by 8%. Rather, nobody talks about cement so much. People are talking about shipping decarbonization so much, which is only about 4%, and we have very tough targets in front of us. AI is very important for the following reasons: that any disruption to global supply chains, for example, a few weeks back, you would have seen a port congestion in Singapore that costed several $1 million, something being there on the Suez Canal. If that can be prevented, that's a huge savings in terms of supply chain blockages. Safety and uptime of ships, better resource management in terms of fuel usage on board the ship, in terms of power usage on board the ship. So there are several reasons why AI takes importance. Now, in terms of shipping, there was a big data boom where we all understand that the ships are starting not only to produce enough emissions, but also enough data. Today, a normal ship, a cargo ship, produces about 100 to 120 million data points if equipped with the right telemetry on board. If it goes to a cruise ship, that produces about 1 billion data points today. And what you do with these data points is very important. Do you have large learning models to learn from these data points? Are you working on these data points to create the necessary algorithms to bring in savings? And this is the major use cases that the industry is so much engrossed today. One, optimize your voyage. Second, real-time monitoring of your assets to predict failure. Three, decarbonization KPIs. These, if you ask any company working on a maritime AI, these are the three major areas they might be working on. But that's not the end. There are a lot of use cases that companies like us, companies like even the classification societies, like thanks to Barry and Ali, they have taken up to work on the AI use cases. And these use cases, you might be thinking that AI is a bit of overhyped. If you look in the 1990s, even the internet was overhyped. People never know what was Alta Vista. It was the first search engine. We all know about Google. Alta Vista was the first search engine that was acquired by Yahoo. So we didn't have the internet to hype the internet, but we still have AI to hype AI today. So AI can be hyped. AI is going to be the future. If you look at all these use cases that I put over here, starting from your crew replacements, to port congestion, to custom clearances, to collision avoidance, demand forecasting, predicting detentions, logistic optimizations. These are several use cases that are not available in a very perfect model as of today, but there are a number of organizations that have started working on use cases like this. Their AI has given reach out. AI is just a field which has opened up doors to tens and thousands of startups that are working on real-world problems. AI is the first technology that is going to become infinite. AI will not have a boundary. The problems and the solutions that AI will able to solve is infinite. A few years back, if people were to ask your children to learn computer science, people will say, yes, you should learn computer science. Children should learn to code. But the future is children need not code. Your AI bots will code. Children will need to know just how to use the AI bots. Today morning, there was another interesting article on the newspaper. 1 million people in the UAE are going to be trained on using AI. 100,000 government officials are going to be trained on using AI. That's the future governments, and that's how governments are moving on, not just the shipping industry. Shipping industry will not fall backwards. Now, another important point before I wrap up my speech is AI is also going to increase energy requirements. It is important to know that as we build large AI systems, large AI models, the need for energy is also going to increase 4 to 5 times, or as good as large nations by today. So it's important that we find the right balance between producing super efficient AI models and to also see how efficiently this could be backed with the energy resources. Yeah, thank you.